India's longest-running show on startups and entrepreneurship, Young Turks, turns 21, and we are back with a brand new season of Voices from the Valley. This season, we bring you stories from the front line of what's being called the biggest technological innovation of our times, generative AI. In this edition of Voices from the Valley, we take a trip to a cloud kitchen in Palo Alto, California, where we get a glimpse of the future of restaurants where artificial intelligence is the master chef. Founded by IIT Bombay graduates Nikhil Abraham, Atish Allur and Mohit Shah, CloudChef seeks to answer a delicious question. What if we could record the world's most iconic Michelin star chefs at work, feed the knowledge to an AI model, and enable an army of cloud kitchen operators to create the dish in exactly the same way, aroma and taste intact? It's a sophisticated culinary dance between software and hardware, but blindfold tasting sessions have left even the master chefs impressed. Celebrity chefs Tom Colicchio and Roy Yamaguchi are now investors in the startup alongside Anand Raj, an early investor in Facebook. So, can anyone really cook like a Michelin chef in 10 minutes? CNBC-TV18 Shereen Bhan steps into the kitchen as the sous-chef to the AI Masterchef.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Young Turks. We're here in Silicon Valley, and if you're wondering why I'm dressed in an apron and standing in a kitchen, well, you heard about this from Anand Raj when we spoke earlier. Rocketship has invested in a food tech company that's hoping to combine food with AI. And the man behind that is right here, Nikhil Abraham. Thanks very much for joining us. This is going to truly test your product because while I love food, I know nothing about cooking. And I'm standing here in the CloudChef Cloud Kitchen in Palo Alto. And Nikhil, what am I going to do?
So you're going to be following a bunch of instructions on the screen.
Okay.
I will explain them as you go.
Okay.
And at the end of it, we will have a fully cooked dish that we can all enjoy together. You don't need to know what you're cooking. You just need to follow the instructions and trust that at the end of it, we will all have something that's tasty.
So Nikhil, what exactly is CloudChef hoping to solve for?
So when you look at food, food has always been brick and mortar. Food has always been anti-scale. So if you imagine the best food that you've had in your life, it's either from a grandmother that has given it to you or some restaurant that you've gone to, which is only one, maybe two or three, not more than that, outlets. Here with CloudChef, what we're trying to do is being able to scale any restaurant from anywhere in the world to anywhere else in the world. And we're employing AI and software to do that. So what you will be doing right now is cook like one of the operators in a kitchen that we power. And I will walk you through how it's being done while you cook it.
Okay, so essentially you're saying that somebody with no skills of having been in a kitchen can use this technology to be able to prepare a dish according to a celebrated chef standards, etc. But how is this then different from a recipe book?
Correct. So when you're following a recipe book, you need a large amount of skill. And you need to be able to do that. In order to be able to do that at scale, it's really hard. And that's one of the main reasons why food hasn't scaled like music or audio, wherein you can listen to Pink Floyd sitting anywhere in the world, but you can't eat from your favorite chef sitting anywhere else in the world. So here, what we have done is we've boiled down that process to such a great degree of detail using sensors and AI that somebody who has no skill can make it. So if you had a tremendous amount of skill, and if you were as skilled as a Michelin star chef, you would be able to make a Michelin star meal by looking at a cookbook.
Okay.
But right now, you're able to replicate a recipe from a highly celebrated chef back in Bangalore who has cooked it once in their life in our kitchen.
Okay.
And we are able to eat it anytime we want here in Palo Alto, and you will be able to.
Okay, so you're essentially addressing a problem of scale and quality and consistency. But who would the typical customer be for a product like this? I would imagine the Michelin star chefs are not looking at expanding significantly. They like to keep things where they are. At the lower end, the McDonald's of the world are already significantly automated. So are you addressing the middle of the market?
Correct.
What's the size of that market?
Correct. So we are starting with targeting chefs and restaurateurs who are locally popular and want to scale their presence. So an example for that would be a Michelin star Michelin star restaurant that wants to now scale into fast casual and spread that across the US. if you look at categories in the US, even at the lower end, there is no Chipotle for Indian food, or there is no Chipotle for Italian food for that matter. And we want to enable either chefs who have a lot of local presence, who want to scale internationally and globally, or YouTubers and food content creators who've been, who have a wide distribution today, help them serve across the country. And we think that that market is huge, and over time we think that all of the food that's getting cooked would be cooked using computers and not human beings. And in that world, we'll all be able to have whatever we want whenever we want.
I asked Anand this question. I said, aren't you worried about a chef flash knives out is going to have a whole other meaning at the end of this, right?
Not really, because we think that this will help chefs scale significantly farther and wider than they are today. Today, chefs just monetize off of their labor. Tomorrow, they should be able to monetize off of their ideas globally, just like how musicians and artists are today. So we don't see local musicians fighting to throw established musicians out. It's everybody wants to be the established musician. That's what we want to enable.
And grow the pie.
Yes, and grow the pie.
Okay, so I'm cooking what today? Whose recipe is this that I'm cooking?
So you're cooking a Rajasthani paneer dish from the chef Akshay back in India.
Okay.
And to give you a quick overview, you will be given tasks on the screen over here.
Right.
Every time you finish a task, you press the button.
Okay.
And every time it asks you to add an ingredient, you scan the barcode, empty the entire contents of the pan, and press the button. And every time it asks you to stir, there's going to be a progress bar that starts here and goes all the way up to here. And every time you're done with an action, you press the button again.
All right. So this is the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth. I'm even getting my cameras wrong now. I'm that nervous to try and get started with this. But okay, so this is the button I press?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
This has already been done for you.
Okay.
So you can press the button a couple
Again.
more times. Okay, yeah. Now you need to scan this barcode in.
Okay.
All right, so you press the button a couple of more times. Yeah. Now it'll ask you numbers. You
Scan, so that's the one?
That's one. You scan the barcode. You open it and empty the entire contents. And then you can keep that on the side and press the button. So it's asking you to start to mix. So right now, the infrared sensor is looking at how hot the butter is getting.
Right.
And once it reaches the target temperature that we want it to reach,
Yeah, it'll tell me to stop.
it'll move you to the next step.
Quite literally stirring up a storm of Rajasthani paneer.
Yeah, so now you press the button.
I press the button. Add the paneer.
You need to scan it first, otherwise it won't let you proceed. Then you press the button.
Press the button, stir to mix. Okay, press the button.
Yeah.
Add roasted tomatoes. Tomatoes go in.
You press the button.
Press the button, stir to mix. It smells nice. I hope it tastes good too. Okay.
So some of the things that you're going to add into this recipe
Right.
were made just like how you are making it, but in a
Right.
much bigger batch. So for
Okay.
example, if you can look over there,
Oh, nice.
all of what you're seeing there is
Yeah.
recipes cooked in slightly bigger batches.
Bigger batches. Okay.
Yeah. So every time this progress bar is done, you can
Add the base gravy. It hasn't given me any red alerts so
Yeah,
far, so I guess I'm doing okay.
So despite all these recipes that we get to try,
Remove output. Okay, that's it. It's done. Wow.
so instead of the packaging container, since we're all going to have this together,
Yes.
we're going to put this into.
Add garnish with coriander. So this is it, it's done?
That's done.
That is my Rajasthani paneer, which I have made from scratch with a little bit of help from the CLOUDCHEF food tech, food AI that's been helping me with putting this together. Now the true test is going to be in the eating. So yes. we will find out if we've been a success or not. So we're going to head out. Oh, this is good. So thank you very much, Nikhil. Thank you, Anand, and for giving us a tour and giving me a flavor of what food tech actually could do. But thanks very much, and we wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.